made with the F-hole. So I'll be making it from the original Telecaster template, just a few changes on it. Bridge pickup's going to be the same. The neck I end up changing out to the single coil, and I just use my Strat template to get that marked out. And the distance from the top of the neck to the top of your pickup is going to be the same regardless of what pickup you put in there. I'm also going to be changing out the cavity here to fit underneath the pick guard of the Thinline. You can use the same one if you'd like. If you like that style, that's fine. I personally like the Telecaster pick guard, that's why I'm changing it. Now we've got to drill our hole for our output jack. which is 7/8 diameter. And the easiest way, you saw earlier that I drew these outside lines. That's the diameter of our output jack. So what I'll do is I'll squeeze it in between two blocks, and I'll leave the clamps loose enough so I can position it just right so it's just parallel to our drill press. As soon as you've got it lined up, you're ready to drill. So the next step would be to mark out all of your hole locations. And we've got our holes for our bridge, our strings going through. On the back side, we've got our string ferrules we've got to drill out for, and also the neck pocket holes. I've got these brad tip drill bits, and that's how I'll mark it out. I'll just use the appropriate size for the hole you're drilling. And I'll stick it through the template and just mark my centers, which I've already done. On the back, we'll do the exact same thing. Line your template up with your center line. I'll use the appropriate drill bit. Mark out the center. And then on the back, I'll also mark out the neck holes. Now we're ready to take it to the drill press and drill it out. When you're drilling out your string ferrule holes in the back, these are the most critical of all the holes you've got to drill, because these have to be perfectly in line. Nobody wants to look on the back of the Telecaster and see that some of the ferrules are off from each other. You want them perfectly straight. So after you've marked them out, what you want to do, the way I do it, I'll just take a straight edge, my little metal ruler, and I'll make sure that they are perfectly in line. If you don't have any brad tip drill bits, then I would probably suggest creating a template off of your master template to guide your drill bit through the holes, or you could just tape your master template onto your body and just let that guide the drill bit in. But if you've got brad points, you really shouldn't have to worry about it much. That bit will hit it right dead center and follow it all the way through. So I'm going to be starting with my string ferrule holes in the back. As you can see, I made a little mark here. We're going to be going to a depth of 3/8. So I just set up my drill press to stop at that point. These holes came out perfect. I put a straight edge along the ends of the holes there, and they all match up perfect. So the next step, I'll continue to drill with my 1/8 inch bit, and I'll go about halfway through the body, and I'll flip it over, and I'll drill the other half. And by doing half on this side and half on the other side, that ensures that I'm going to have a nice straight hole all the way through. For the bridge mounting screws, do not go all the way through. I've almost done this before, so I'm telling you. You're going to go down 1 inch for these. I'm going to countersink these holes just a little bit, and I'll show you why in a second. So the reason I countersink these holes is because when I attach it to my painting stick, I use these little trim screws, and this way it sits nice and flush or underneath the wood a little bit. So when I'm spraying it, I don't get a buildup around the screws, and it won't go cracking when I remove the screws. So that's the other reason I do it. Not a necessity, but just letting you know. Okay, we're 3 steps away from being able to put some finish on this guitar finally. And for those of you who have been paying attention, you probably picked up that I forgot to do something earlier. And I got so wrapped up in filming that I didn't even catch it until later on. I never routed out my cavity for the wiring. So, which luckily it's an easy fix. I've just got this long drill bit, and I'll drill straight through the neck pocket, through the pickup cavity, and it'll take me into the control cavity. So, easy fix there. The other thing we've got to do is round over the backside, and then our binding hair. Now you're going to have kind of odd transitions from where you start and end your routing. So in order to take care of that, just grab a file and round it over and kind of fade it in to these square edges so it blends a little bit better. I'm going to be installing 1/4" binding around the perimeter of this guitar. And I've got the router bit set up so it's taking exactly 1/4 inch off. Now this binding is actually a little bit oversized by 15/100ths of an inch. So a little bit will be sticking up a little bit proud around the perimeter, and that's fine, you want that. So here I temporarily just tape the binding in place, and I did that so I can shape it. And the way I do that is just by using the heat gun on a low setting. You'll slowly just work it along that piece, bend it in place and tape it, let it cool down, and it'll pretty much hold that form then. So it makes it a lot easier to go around these curves when it comes time to do the actual binding, because you don't have much time to mess around once you start putting the acetone on. Don't hold the heat gun in one spot for too long though. You don't want to melt it, you just want to soften it. So keep the gun moving, just get it warm enough so you could shape it. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be using acetone to apply the binding. And acetone will just melt the plastic to make it bond with the wood. That's how that works. Now they do make special glues that you could buy from these Luthier suppliers, or some people use model glue. I find this to be the best method and the cleanest method. You don't have to worry about glue runs or wiping up the mess or trying to scrape off glue after you're done. Acetone will just dissolve. It melts the plastic. It does a great job bonding it, but some people don't feel comfortable using it. I don't know why. So I'm going to give a quick demo here on a scrap piece of wood of how it works and how well it works. Now the plastic binding will come very shiny like that. And what I like to do is I'll rough up the side that we're going to be applying. I've got some 220 taped down to my bench here. Now just zip it across to rough it up. You got to do the same thing on your wood. Just sand it up. Then I'll just use a brush. Make sure it's not plastic bristles because it'll melt. Put some acetone in a jar. Apply it to your wood and the binding. Put some pressure on there, which you would be doing with the tape. I'm just going to let it set up for a few seconds so I can show you. So here's a closer look, and you can see the way it melted that plastic right into the wood. Now I'll pry it apart. You can see the goo and how much it melts it. So I would say that acetone does more than a sufficient job. There's your proof. Get your tape ready. I'm going to start with the softer edges over here. I'm going to leave this is the toughest spot right here, so I'm going to leave that for last. I'll let this dry overnight now. Then tomorrow, after I take the tape off, I'll be able to scrape this down. Anything that's sticking up above the top, I'll scrape that down flush, and then we'll be ready to move on. After the tape's removed, we're just going to take this edge down that's hanging over a little bit. And to do that, you could either use a binding scraper, you could use a wood scraper, you could use sandpaper, whatever it takes, just get that edge down a little bit. And it just curls up easily. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up part 4. The body is done. The only thing left for me to do is give it a finish sand. In part 5, we'll be applying our dye, clear coating it, and the body's going to be done. So come join me in part 5.